Kia ora. Welcome to part 2 of quadratic equations. Here we're going to be focusing on finding a particular term when we're given a place. So for example, if we want the first term or the second term, fifth term, 10th, whatever place we want. So the trick to this is to replace your n or your x, whatever your variable is, with that number that you're given. So let's use this question here as an example. Here you need to understand that when they ask, use the general term, remember the equation is a general term, to generate the first 4 terms in each sequence. So here they mean n is going to equal 1, 2, 3, and 4, not all at once, individually, okay? So when n is equal to 1, I'll show you. We are going to do 1 to start off with. Every place we see the letter N in A, we're going to replace it with 1. So Tn, replacing the N with 1, equal to N squared, 1 squared, plus 3N, 3 times 1. Remember the brackets in algebra mean multiply, minus 1. Okay, this is positive 1, this is negative 1, those two cancel, is going to be 3 times 1, which is 3. This is our first term. Right, again, when n is equal to 2, for A, every time we see the letter n, we're going to replace it with 2. We're going to substitute it. 2 squared plus 3n, which is 3 times 2 minus 1. It's going to be 4, 3 times 2, remember the brackets means times, 6 minus 1, 9. I'm running out of space, so I'm going to do this, I'm not going to write it out quite as much. So we've got 3 squared plus 3 times 3 minus 1. 9 plus 9 is 18 minus 1 is 17. N squared, 4 squared. 3 times n, which is 3 times 4, minus 1. 4 fours are 16. 3 times 4 is 12. 16 and 12 are 28. 28 minus 1 is 27. That's our first 4 terms of our sequence. Again, running out of space. In a test or something like that, you would normally be given enough space. So you shouldn't have to worry about erasing all of this. So the first 4 terms are 3, 9, 17, and 27. Okay. Let's try that again, shall we? Okay, we're coming up to something with negatives in it. Please be cautious with this. Negative n squared, that is like saying negative 1 times n squared. So if we were going to use our bracket system, make sure the negative is outside of the brackets. Okay, so our equation now, we're doing B. Tn is equal to negative n squared minus 5. So, same thing again. Everywhere we see an n, we're going to replace it with a number to find out what our term is. So, t of n, t of 1. is equal to negative 1 squared minus, or should I say minus 1 squared minus 5. Well, it's going to be a negative 1 because 1 squared is 1 times negative 1 is going to be negative 1. So that's going to be negative 6. So again, I'm gonna miss this very first bit here just to save space. So when n is equal to 2, I'm going to have minus 2 squared minus 5, which is going to be minus 9. So we are decreasing in number. Minus 3 squared minus 5 is going to be minus 14. Minus 4 squared minus 5 is going to be negative 16 minus 21. Okay, so our first 4 terms, 4b, is going to be negative 6, negative 9, negative 14, and negative 21. Okay. Feel free to post any questions if you have them. Thank you for watching.